Hello, my name is McGuire Dyson, and today I will be presenting my strategic plan presentation for the LDR 620 course at Grand Canyon University. I'm currently employed by Grand Canyon Education, Inc., or GCE, as a student services counselor. My primary role as an SSC is to be an academic and financial advisor to 300 plus students who are currently studying in their undergrad programs at GCU. A significant part of my role as an SSC is to communicate with other departments within GCE and Grand Canyon University. However, the current communication channels between the SSCs and the other departments within our organization, such as the Office of Financial Aid, Housing, Office of Academic Records, and so forth, it's limited and not effective, which often results in inaccurate information being shared to our students. This can lead to potential for student escalations and can hurt the overall student retention rates at GCU. A strategic goal that I have developed in order to help improve the long-term success of Grand Canyon Education and also GCU is to improve communication between the different departments within the organization, particularly in how information is shared amongst the departments. In order to improve this, my goal is to see the communication channels refined within our organization so that every department is aware of accurate and updated information at all times, and also so that everyone has a better understanding of the roles and abilities of each separate department. Additionally, it would also benefit the organization if upper management had a better understanding of the day-to-day responsibility of SSCs and the situations we handle with our students so that they can provide us with better tools and resources to assist our students in the best way possible. Within my organization and our partner organization, GCU, there are several main stakeholders that will be impacted by this change process and therefore will want to be involved throughout. These stakeholders include student service counselors, the student services managers who oversee the student service department, the Grand Canyon Education and Grand Canyon University boards of directors, and various departments within these organizations as previously discussed, as well as GCU and GCE staff and faculty, and most importantly, our GCU students. Out of these stakeholders, the ones that will be prioritized in this change process will be the SSCs, the GCU and GCE administrative departments, and our students, as these three entities are working with one another on a daily basis, so it's crucial that all of them be informed and included in this process. The involvement of upper management, however, is also pretty important as they will be responsible for ensuring these processes are successfully implemented within our organization. On this slide is a strategy map that I created to demonstrate how the strategic goal can be successfully implemented within GCE and benefit different aspects of our operations. The first priority will be growth improvement, which you'll see at the bottom of the map. On this level, we're going to be promoting building cooperation and understanding between the different departments and levels of management, which will be practically carried out through improving existing communication channels, as well as creating new tools and processes for sharing information with one another. On the next level, we'll see business operations, as we will see the relationship between the different departments be strengthened as misunderstandings are reduced and overall organizational processes are improved. This will then lead up to the next level, which is customer service, which we will see as a whole be improved. As student escalations will be prevented, counselors will receive better student feedback on their end of course surveys, and the counseling team will overall improve their level of service. Finally, the overall financial and operational gains at GCE will increase as student retention rates will be improved, employee turnover will decrease, and the overall reputation of GCU and GCE will be improved. The primary tactic I will utilize in implementing my strategic goal within my organization will be a standing plan. As many of the day-to-day activities of SSCs are highly repetitive and occur frequently, such as scheduling students and courses and creating budget sheets, a standing plan would be beneficial as it would set a precedent for ongoing tasks that occur on a daily basis within our organization. Since there is a constant flow of new employees entering the organization, as well as current employees who must communicate and collaborate with one another across the different departments, a standing plan would eliminate confusion and bring about consistency and unity between our departments. Another tactic I will employ is contingency planning, which will help the organization be better prepared when a situation arises that wasn't planned for or goes against our operational norms. Oftentimes, a situation will come up that the organization is not prepared for, which will result in miscommunication between the different departments in order on how to handle it. In order to address these situations, a contingency plan would be useful as it would put a strategy in place to handle the delays that these situations cause, as well as establish a plan for communicating what is going on to other departments so they can stay in the loop, best carry out their responsibilities, and also as a result, let our students know what's going on. In order to successfully implement and manage our action plan, I would encourage open feedback from and collaboration between the different departments. By encouraging feedback, not only will it help the management team implement our plan successfully, but it will also help our employees feel more invested and involved in the change process. Promoting collaboration will also help to establish a new precedent of cooperation and understanding amongst our departments, which is critical to the long-term success of our action plan. Next, I'd like to discuss the communication plan that I will be implementing in order to make sure this action plan is well communicated to the stakeholders. The primary communication strategy that I will be implementing is open communication, as an organizational environment that is characterized by open communication will help people to understand, accept, and help implement the needed changes. The specific goal of the action plan that needs to be communicated is to help bridge the gaps between the different departments so that they can all work together and more cohesively to better advise and assist students with GCU. The management teams from the different departments will first work together to identify key information that needs to be common knowledge for all employees, regardless of what departments they work in. This information will then be communicated via multiple channels, the primary of which will be verbal communication, which will be conducted via formal in-person and/or virtual training sessions. The information that is relayed via these training sessions will then also be added to training documents, which will be uploaded to a server that all employees have access to. Employees will be encouraged to not only take advantage of these resources, but also to seek out informal communication with the other departments directly and building connections with other employees. Currently, there's a ticketing system in place through which employees can reach out to other departments to get answers and resolutions for situations, but in my action plan, employees will also be given access to more personalized communication channels, such as video calls or instant messaging, so they can directly communicate with members of the various other departments. By having access to these communication channels, employees will gain a better understanding of the roles and abilities of each department and will therefore be equipped to collaborate and communicate more effectively with one another. To ensure my strategic goal for Grand Canyon education is both effective in the short term and sustainable in the long term, I will first utilize specific metrics to ensure that these are measurable results by which the success of the strategic goal can be gauged. GCU currently utilizes end-of-course surveys, or EOCs, to gather feedback from students on their professors, their student services counselors, and the university as a whole. These surveys are tools via which the success of my strategic goal for the organization can be measured by our primary customers, the students. As if our goal has been effectively implemented, students will notice and their feedback will become more positive as a result. I also utilize a similar survey format that will be sent out internally to GCU and GCE employees to collect feedback on how successfully the strategic goal of improving communication amongst departments is being met. Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate it.